Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to show you how we can configure the configuration policy using Intune for allowing as well as disabling the browsers in private window. In short, it is going to be incognito window. And why we wanted to disable it, right? So there are different use cases to it. Why we as an organization or any organization that they are trying to prevent it because of many reasons. It could be security reasons. It could be the reason that they don't want their users to use in private browser or incognito window so that they can do unwanted activities because incognito browser, it doesn't store any cache or history at all. And we really don't get the control over it because that's the private one, right? And there are good use cases, bad use cases, but we really don't know someone's intention to use of that, right? And anyone as any employee or any person within the organizations are free to use that one. And in almost all the organizations are not preventing, but there are certain organizations who do have their security and compliance and org-wide policies that they wanted to prevent those. And that is when I'm going to show you in both context, user context, as well as on the device context through Microsoft Intune configuration policy, right? And this is going to be helpful. And definitely it is going to be kind of depending on the business case, business use case and requirement, and why the business wants to do this, right? And when they are managing the devices, when they wanted to make sure users should have access to those applications, but they don't wanted to let people use those applications on the incognito window, right? Instead, they should use those applications in the normal and standard browsers, and then they can use it for their regular usage. And that is what I'm going to show you how we can disable it as well as keep it active as well, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Let me share my screen quickly here, and then I will show you. All right. So here you can see I'm on the Intune portal, and then you can see that in the Intune, I'm already in the configurations, but I'll go back and show you from the beginning. Let's say I'm in the device section, then we need to go to Windows from here. And there is another way as well. Directly, I can land into the configuration profile from here under Manage Devices section, right? So I don't need to really jump into uh, Windows and then get into the specific. But this is going to showcase us the policies. Those are created for all the platforms, including Windows, Mac, iOS, Android, and Linux course as well, right? So it's better to go ahead in the Windows, and then we would be able to segregate it only for Windows scoped and policies, and then we can focus on there. All right. So here I am in the portal, and I have already created, you can see, disable in private window in device context, right? And allow in private window in device context, right? So I had created those before, right? And I wanted to showcase you how you can do that, right? And that is why I'm going to simply show you on both sides. So let me go ahead here, and I will simply create new policy, right? And select Windows 10 and later, then settings catalog, as this is going to be the setting catalog, right? And then once you are here, I will simply copy this name, right? Which is device disable in private window and the device context. And then give it a name. So this time I have to add additional name so that it is not going to be duplicate. And then I need to add settings here. Not settings, actually, this is not the settings catalog. It is going to be the templates. So under templates, you need to select the custom and then create it. And from there, we need to add OMA URI for this, right? Where we would be adding this on the context of device. All right. So here you can see that I have added it, and here is the OMA URI, right, which is this one. I can simply click on edit so that it is visible or more visible for us to go through it. So this is the OMA URI, right? And then copy it and then paste it here. And I will copy the name, but name should be different, definitely. And here we need to add integer value and set it to 0. Why 0? Because 0 is considered as this policy is going to be disabling that capability on the browsers as soon as we deploy it on the device context, right? And then it is going to make sure this is deployed, disabled, right? And we are ready here. Let's go ahead and add it. The row is added with the name, description, and OMA URI and value to it. And then click next. Scope tags, we can add it as and when needed and as per our requirement. Click next. And then assignments, definitely on the device context, user context, and the groups context. And we can go ahead and add any of those as per our needs and as per our requirement, basically. And then we can go ahead. On the applicable rules, we have different options. Assign profile if the certain condition is met. And if the condition is not meeting, then we are simply not allowing that policies to be deployed, right? So this way we can take care of it by adding particular rule here. We'll say OS edition for Windows 10, 11 Enterprise, and then only this policy should be applied. And we don't want to apply it on, does not apply profile. If OS version is a particular number, maybe we can set a specific number. We don't want it to target that by this policy, right? So this way we can make sure this policy is not going to be effective and is not going to be impacting as well, because definitely there would be different use cases and requirements. So definitely we should take care of that as well. So for now, I'm going to discard it, and I am good here to go ahead and click next. Perfect. So policy is ready here. And once the policy is ready, we should be able to go ahead and click create. So now this policy is created and it is ready for us. So let me search it here. Perfect. So here's the policy, right? And this policy has the OMA URI settings that I have added. So same can be used here, and we can deploy this policy. So now you might be wondering, where did we select this in the device context, right? So this is in device context because we have added the device OMA URI here, right? Let me go ahead and edit and show you that. Here you can see device and then configuration, policy config browser allow in private window, right? So this is what it is going to do the device context. Now let's go ahead and do it or create the same policy on the user context. Let's go back. Let's discard it, and I will simply open up this one, not this one. I'll simply cancel it, go back, go one step back here and open it up. I'm just going to copy this name here for us to create policy, right? And go to here and create brand new policy, right? Because we wanted to create and on device as well as on user context. But don't forget to select the custom one because it is a part of OMA URI where we wanted to, or we have to use that one to do that. And there are only two values. One is 0, which is going to make it disabled, and one is going to make it enable as an allowed. So in short, allowed and disallowed, or enabled or disabled in short, right? So this way we can go ahead and create So now I'm creating on the user context, and here is the OMA URI that we need to add. So I'm going to simply copy it from here because I have already created it. So I'll simply copy it to save the time as well, and that would be easy for us to go through. So now, if you look at the OMA URI here, which is in user context, user vendor, MSFT policy, config, browser, and then at the end, allow in private, right? And here we need to select the string value. So now, as I said, there are two values, 0 and 1, right? And by default, any device which has the policy, or even if it does not have a policy, it is going to be allowed, and that value is going to be 1, right? But if we wanted to disable it, we definitely should put that here as a 0 on the device, on the user context as well as on the device context. But if we wanted to allow it, then we must enter the integer value 1, right? And this way it is going to make sure this policy is active for that specific devices or group of devices and overall users or devices across the organization, right? So let's go ahead and save this change. And you can see that the OMA URI is added successfully, and click next here. And as usual, if in case you need to add scope tags for your identification purpose, then you can go ahead and add it. And the next is assignments, be it group specific, all users or all devices. And you can go ahead and do that as per needs. And then applicability rule again, it's same for both on the device context as well as on the user context. So we can do that as well here and click next. So on the next, we would see a review plus create button and create it here. All right, so the policy is created. We can simply go ahead and find that out here. I'll simply copy that name. I think it was a different one. This is the name here. Perfect. So here you can see this one is created now. You can see the date and time here. And the old one is created long back. So this is that policy, and you can see that it has the OMA URI with integer value, of course. And then this is going to work as that method or as we set up, right? So yeah, that is all for this video I wanted to show you. And I talked about a few use cases as well, right? Why we wanted to disable it, why we wanted to keep it active. And it totally depends on the needs and requirements of the organization and business, right? And how they wanted to manage the devices and user experience and security, and make a balance between everything together so that people have options to leverage applications and browsers and everything together. As we are into the pure cloud era, right? And almost every organization has their cloud environment, and even if they don't have their own, but still they are using SaaS applications, and those are the, of course, 100% web-based applications. There are exceptions for few applications or few different systems. Those are the desktop-based applications or a kind of installed applications or installable applications, right? And those can be managed on or by using Intune to deploy across as well. So yeah, that is all for this video. Hope you will like it. Do share this video with your friends, colleagues, and whoever needs to see and watch. And don't forget to share it with your colleagues and whoever needs to watch and see. And that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.